All right, hello everyone. Bo Williams in the WATE 6 News Side newsroom, as we'd like to do every Friday. I want to get you up to date on what's going on traffic-wise. Got a lot to talk about today. We've had some changes literally within the last hour or so concerning what's happening up in the mountains along I-40. It was about 9 days ago. We had that downpour, lasted for just over an hour, but dumped like 3.5 inches of rain in one spot, and they ended up having to close a section of I-40 right there near the state line to start the cleanup process. Of course, that's an area that was already impacted by Helene. We had one lane open in both directions. Here's the news today. The road's back open, which is fantastic. Originally, TDOT said hopefully it would be done by the 3rd or 4th of July. That was the goal, but it looks like they've got it done just under a week before everyone heads out for the long holiday weekend. So some good news for you. If you're heading to the beach for the 4th of July, I-40 is now back open. As a matter of fact, let's remind everybody of the area that we're talking about. We'll bring it up for you. Here's the TDOT SmartWay cameras for you and the maps. And here's the area right in there, excuse me, near the state line. That's where all the work was being done. We're going to bring in the camera here near Hartford. This is one that they've added recently. Not a lot of traffic. It's going to take a while for everybody to figure out and get the word that the road is back open. But some things here digitized as they're going through. But you get the idea. Traffic is moving once again right there at Hartford. Traffic moving away from us there. That's heading up toward the mountains. So this is looking back toward the east. But not the best camera, but it does show that the roadway is back open. So that is definitely some good news. As a matter of fact, we recently had a chance to catch up with the mayor of Cocke County to kind of get some ideas on what this means for that area, as once again the interstate now is back open just before the 4th of July holiday weekend.
We're incredibly excited about this. And it also coincidentally on the 9-month anniversary of Helene. So it's another big step forward to us. It's an indicator to us, or it's proof, not an indicator, but I think it's demonstrable proof that for us, these things are just setbacks. They're not defeats. And whatever comes in front of the county here, whatever challenges are set before us, we're going to overcome those together as a team. It's going to make for better traffic on all the alternate routes. It's going to be safer for our citizens. I just want to thank them for all their patience. Thank you for working together with everybody. And especially want to thank the people at TDOT and just everyone at the state, all of our responders, everyone who worked together to make this happen. And it took a huge team effort to do this. Just want to thank each and every one of them. You all are amazing. Never would have thought that we would be having this roadway cleared and back up and running this quickly. So I just want to thank everyone. You've done an amazing job. We're incredibly excited about it.
So again, that's Mayor Rob Mathis giving out some congratulations. I mean, these crews worked hard. It's been 9 days since the closure, and as he said, this comes on the 9-month anniversary since the remnants of Hurricane Helene impacted parts of Tennessee and North Carolina. Also want to hear from TDOT. We had a chance to talk with Mark Nagy, get a better idea of exactly what went into getting the roadway back open. There were a lot of obstacles they had to overcome and to clear up before traffic could once again be moving on I-40.
Had to assess the roadway, had to wait for the water to recede, had to work on the on and off ramps, also make sure that there was no further material coming off of the nearby slope, had to put up barriers and then remove them as well. And remember, this is in the area where we already had crews working on Helene recovery efforts. So you were already down to one lane in each direction. And that's what we have now. Certainly, this is a big thing for folks, especially at this time of year. We were hopeful to get the roadway open before the July 4th holiday, and we ended up getting open a week before that.
So there you go. It is back open. You kind of heard everything from Mark there about what the crews were having to deal with. Of course, they already had crews there as they were working to eventually get both lanes, 2 lanes open in both directions here at some point, but they already had 1 lane open in each direction, and then the pop-up storm, if you will, came through, caused all the issues, the mud, the rock that was back down on the interstate. And that's what crews have been dealing with around the clock to try to get everything back up and running. But again, it is open. As you can see, they have lifted. This used to be shaded in purple. Not the case now. That means the traffic should start to move through there. Still going to be slow. You're looking at, 35, 45 miles an hour through there, but you do have 1 lane open now. back through the mountains. And we'll try this camera one more time here at Hartford. But again, just some good news for travelers if you're going to be going to the beach. The interstate is now back open, even though it's pretty quiet right now as we give you this live look. There you go. There's a few cars now making their way eastbound, heading back into the mountains. So if you're going to be heading out before word starts to spread and things start to back up, should be smooth sailing through there right now. Not too many delays for you at this moment. Also want to mention real quick, because of the opening now here on the interstate, we've gotten word that the Gatlinburg bypass is now open as well. So some good news there, too, around Gatlinburg. That had been closed down. They were monitoring truck traffic, but it looks like now that has all been cleared and everything is back open there for the Gatlinburg bypass. So if you're in Sevierville, some good news. If you're going to be traveling around Gatlinburg, trying to get to the Smokies, get to the National Park. But big news, though, I-40 back open right now in the mountains, both directions, one lane. But again, it is back open. All right, we've got more to talk about, some other events coming up we want to get everybody up to date on. One of those is going to be the pedestrian zone in Knoxville. This is something that we've been doing. It's every weekend, and it's going to be going on for a while. And, of course, they close down those roadways for you right in the downtown area. So we're talking Market Street, between Union and Clinch Avenues, Union Avenue between Walnut and Gay. This starts at 4 o'clock on this Friday, so today, and it will wrap up Sunday at 6 o'clock. Also, we should point out South Central Street between Jackson and Willow Avenues at 5 p.m. today until 6 a.m. Saturday, and then 5 p.m. Saturday to 6 a.m. Sunday. You got the Smokies in town, so this is what this is up here, this little area here that you see where we've got it shaded in blue. They like to do kind of a street party. They shut down some sections of Central there, and so the fans heading to the ball game can visit some of the shops and the restaurants there, but also walk out in the street without any worries. So 2 spots there, and then Cumberland Avenue between Gay Street and Market Street from 6 a.m. Saturday and then 2 a.m. Sunday out there for the Bijou Jubilee, and it is right down here. So a lot going on this weekend. So you're going to have those street closures. So again, you've got the pedestrian zone, which has been going on every weekend for a while now. If you go down, say, for the farmers market, you know what we're talking about, but that near Crouch Park, Market Square, that area, that'll still be closed down. And you've got the Bijou Jubilee involving Cumberland Avenue here between Gay and Market, and then because the Smokies have a home stand, the ballpark right over here, but you're going to have the closure here on this section of Central, and that will be, each night really, as long as that home stand, so through the weekend, you're going to have it at various times. There will be signs posted down there to kind of let you know, but again, just kind of make note, several closures in the downtown area. And one other area we want to talk about here before we move on and head to the break for a second. I want to bring this map up here for you. Tennessee Department of Transportation issuing a warning for those traveling through Anderson County coming up this weekend. On Saturday, State Route 170 is going to be closed between Melton Lake Drive and Old Emory Road. This is Edgemore. So here's Melton Lake. This is Edgemore. You've got the bridge here. The reason for this is TVA is working on imploding the stacks at the Bull Run fossil plant. That closure, they already had one. It was at 6 this morning. Then there was another one earlier today. I should say on Saturday. So it'll be 6 a.m. Saturday. There'll be another one around noon on Saturday. So if you're going to be traveling, maybe you're heading down here to do some hiking. I've got a lot of trails. You have Halt Ridge right in this area. And, of course, you've got the boat ramps and whatnot for the crew over here. But this Saturday, 6 a.m., this section of Edgemore, State Route 170, will be closed. And then again, also at noon, as TDOT is imploding those stacks of the Bull Run fossil plant. So again, that's coming up for you on Saturday. Just make note of that. That will cause you some delays, that is for sure. So a couple of things going on around the area. But the big news, obviously, as we told you, I-40 back open in the mountains, way ahead of schedule. So again, some good news for travelers there. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to tell you about some projects that TDOT has that they've sent out that'll be coming up this week that you'll need to know about so you can get to wherever it is you're headed on time. We'll tell you all about those in just a moment. And we are back. Bo Williams with you here in the WATE 6 on Your Side newsroom as we continue to talk traffic and road projects that'll be coming up that you need to know about. And what we're going to talk about right now is a project that's really been going on for a while now. And if you're traveling in the evenings, and I'll be honest with you, every once in a while it'll slip my mind and I'll get caught in this one. But this is the section of I-275 between 640 and 40. It involves also the ramps down here near the 40-275 interchange. But again, next week, be careful between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. You could have those ramp closures, even some lane closures along sections of I-275, especially here on the southern end of 275 as you get closer to the interchange with I-40. But they've been doing some work in that area. And again, that's going to continue next week, obviously weather permitting. So watch out for some stopped traffic. There'll be workers present, but they are doing some road work and some bridge work activities. This is actually leading up to a bigger project that'll be taking place a little bit later on, involving the bridge here near, I want to say it's near Bernard, in this area right here. Many times you don't even realize you're on a bridge, but you are. But we'll be talking a little bit more about that in the future. But again, watch out for those crews, those lane closures, and those ramp closures coming up next week, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. each night, really Sunday through Thursday, I guess. But again, the crews will be back out there again next week. All right, another area we've been watching, and this is another one of those that just kind of keeps popping back up. Of course, it's going to be some time before all the Alcoa Highway work is done, but they're just reminding everybody the rolling roadblocks that are still in play along Alcoa Highway, really from just south of the river. So we're talking near Woodson Drive, heading northbound here. So be careful through here. And those will be evening rolling roadblocks for you. Between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. So, again, it won't impact a lot of you, and it won't be in the middle of the day, but, again, it will be some evening work that will be done. But that's Alcoa Highway between Woodson and Cherokee. Watch out for some possible rolling roadblocks. No set time, just between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. You could get caught in those. At least they're trying to do some of this during the overnight hour so it doesn't impact too many of you. All right, another area we're watching for you, we'll click on this. This is the great feature about the TDOT SmartWay maps. If you've never worked with them before, you can actually click on the traffic barrel and it will tell you exactly what's going on in your area. So this is resurfacing along State Route 61. This is in Anderson County between Longmire Road and Park Drive. That work is going to result in lane closures. They will be in the evening. The plan is that this should be wrapped up in a couple of months. We're talking like August, end of August of this year. And again, you can also look down and see exactly where they are in the project here with the current activity. But again, this is right there along 61, not far from the 75 interchange in the Clinton-Anderson County area. So we continue to expect some delays there as crews continue to work on that project. Another one that we've been watching each night at 11 o'clock here on WATE are some of the big traffic backups. This is along I-40 right there at 66. This is in Sevier County, so it's mile marker 406, but it's the interchange with State Route 66, Winfield Dunn Parkway. Crews have been out there. This is a big resurfacing project that's been going on out in Sevier County. The good news is it's in the evening, so 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., but we have seen some pretty significant backups in this area at night. Now, right now, it's going to be clear as a bell for you. There's a live look with the TDOT SmartWay cameras. Again, this is right there near mile marker 407, so where the Buc-ee's is, where the old Smokies ballpark is. A lot of you use this as kind of the way to get into Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, even if you're heading over to Gatlinburg. But right now, traffic's moving along. But later on this evening, when they do that work, especially next week, you will have multiple lane closures and you will see some pretty significant backups. But again, that's 7 o'clock each night, and that is scheduled again for next week. Now, they're working on both sides of the interstate, so it really depends on where you are and what time you hit it. And they're not really saying exactly which side they're working on which day. So just be prepared for that. I will take this a little bit wider for you because I know we've had some crews that are doing some work sometimes, like in for a little bit further down, maybe into Cocke County, Jefferson County, they'll jump on 25W here and bypass this. So if you see the backups before you head out, that is one option for you to try to get by that. But again, this usually happens later in the evening around 7 o'clock and wraps up at 6 a.m. But that'll be happening again all next week there on I-40 out in Sevier County. Another area with a lot of work that's been going on is Chapman Highway, State Route 71, both directions. This is between Simpson Road and Hendron Chapel Road. There's a widening project that is going on, still happening. This is going to cause some lane closures, and that will be 24/7. So this is around the clock. This project will hopefully be wrapped up by about May of next year. So we've got a ways to go still on this one. But you can see they've got the alert here. This is really where they're focusing a lot of the work right now. They've got grading, drainage. There's some retaining walls. There's some paving going on here. But again, this is south of Simpson Road to Hendron Chapel. On State Route 71, Chapman Highway. But you also have more of this project. That's not the only section, so there's more details for you here. But again, you can go to the TDOT SmartWay maps. We've always got links for you, but this is a way to find out what's going on there. But that work will be continuing next week, and that is 24/7 around the clock. All right, another area that we're keeping an eye on. I wanted to pull this one up for you. It's not in our viewing area. This is actually up in the Tri-Cities near Irwin, obviously another area that was impacted heavily by Helene. And, even though now we've got one lane open in both directions in the mountains, you can still take 81 to 26. You may not see a huge difference in timing because even on 40, it's just one lane in both directions. You're still going to get caught behind some truck traffic. Wide loads can't go through here, but you're still going to see some truck traffic through there, and that is going to slow things down a little bit. So even if you decide you still want to go 81 to 26, keep in mind there is still some areas where it's down to one lane in both directions along 26, just south of the Irwin area, as crews there continue to work on some of the bridges there. So I just wanted to remind you of that. But we haven't seen too many major backups through there, but you could see some delays. All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll get you updated on how traffic is shaping up right now around the area. And again, that's just ahead, so stay with us. All right, and welcome back to WATE, our newsroom. I'm Bo Williams, as we do every Friday, walking you through what's happening traffic-wise. We've talked about some changes as far as I-40. If you're just joining us, the interstate is back open at the state line, so some good news for you there. We heard from Mark Nagy with TDOT kind of walking us through what crews have been working on over the last 9 days to get to this point. We heard from the mayor of Cocke County as well. So everybody thankful that it's back up and running again. Hopefully we'll avoid any more massive downpours like we saw about a week and a half ago in there. And everything will continue to move forward from here on out. Right now, though, we do want to bring in the TDOT SmartWay maps. We're going to get you updated on what is going on right now around the area. So let's bring those in here for a second. And I do want to zoom in here just to the east of downtown. We've got an alert popped up in the last few minutes. Let's see if we can get this centered up for you here. Let's pull it up. It's right there near the river. Disabled vehicle, I-40 eastbound. This is right there, mile marker 394. This is going to cause some issues. Looks like you've got the right, two of three lanes are blocked. Right shoulder is blocked as well as a right lane. So let's bring in the camera right here near the river. And there you go, TDOT on site. It is a semi, it is a tractor trailer. It is partially blocking that outside lane as well as the shoulder. So it looks like they tried to get off the roadway and were not successful. They almost got there until it looks like it just kind of conked out on them. So TDOT is there right now. They've got the arrow flashing. You still got two lanes open heading out of downtown on 40 eastbound over near the Holston River, but losing that one lane, especially on a Friday and the time of day it's happening, we could start to see some pretty significant backups on 40 eastbound. So let's jump out of this camera here for a second. Let's pull in the one back near Asheville Highway. There's a live look for you right now. Yeah, you can start to see it's starting to slow down here. 40 eastbound moving away from us, really starting to bottleneck here as you head up there. You come around that curve, and then there's the Holston River Bridge. But you can start to see traffic starting to back up right now. This is at Asheville Highway. So, again, expect that. We'll hold up the camera here. This is between Asheville Highway and 640. This is at the camera's actually at Chilhowie Road. And you can still see here some heavy traffic for you right now. Again, it's moving, but it's about to come to a crawl because you have everybody here trying to squeeze into two lanes. We'll back this up here. I don't think it's impacting traffic back at the 640 interchange just yet. No, it's still clear as a bell. So these people, unfortunately, heading eastbound have no idea what's waiting for them. As they come around the corner there, they'll start to see it when they get closer to Asheville Highway. But if you're watching us right now and you need to head out and take I-40 eastbound, you're heading to the east side of Knox County, heading to Sevier County, Jefferson, what have you, just know that we've got this incident. And we'll pull it back up for you here again. We'll see if anybody else has arrived on scene. It looks like, we got two TDOT help trucks here. I don't know if they're going to try to help move the truck further off the road or if they're waiting for maybe some additional assistance here. But that is what's going to cause the problems for you right now on 40 eastbound. So that's 40 east, Holston River, so just past Asheville Highway. That's where we're seeing that right lane right now blocked, and the shoulder because of this broken down, appears a tractor trailer here on the shoulder of the roadway. TDOT is there assisting. We'll come back and check on that here in just a little bit and see if they're making any progress to get that outside lane back open. All right, we're going to pull back out here for a moment, go a little bit wider for you right now. And we'll notice right now not too many other issues. I'm not seeing any as far as any accidents being posted, but we are seeing, pretty typical on a Friday, a lot of red and yellow, and that means slower traffic for you on the west side of town. So let's pop in a couple cameras here. This is out near Campbell Station Road. Let's see how things are looking here. Actually not horrible. This is eastbound going away from us, westbound coming toward us. But again, traffic right now looks like it's moving along just fine for you. We'll back this up. This is the camera between Level Road and the I-140 Pellissippi Parkway interchange. And this is pretty typical for this time of day, right? We've shown this a million times, it feels like, but 40 westbound just bottlenecks. You got people trying to merge coming off of Pellissippi. You've got the 40 west traffic. You've got people trying to get over to exit at Level Road, which is one of the last big exits, that in Campbell Station, before you make your way really out of Knox County. You have WATE Road, but after that, it's you're out of the county. So a lot of businesses right in this area, so we're just seeing that bottleneck at this moment. But no accidents, just pretty typical for this time of day. Here's another stop for you here. We'll go just to the east side of the I-140 interchange, and traffic there actually looks okay. So it's once you pass underneath I-140 as you're closing in on a Level Road, that's where we're starting to see that bottleneck for you at this moment. So not horrible, but again, pretty normal for this time of day. Now we're also seeing some delays. Looks like here, this is going to be eastbound 40 coming out of Lenoir City. So let's pick up the cameras here for a moment. This is the camera at Hickory Creek. Yeah, and this is eastbound here, heading northbound, coming up toward that 75-40 merge. And you can see how the backup right now really starting to take shape here. Let's see if it's impacting traffic a little further south here on 75. This is at 70, so this is where it crosses Kingston Pike, Highway 70. Again, yeah, eastbound or northbound 75, very slow for you right now. Heading out of town, heading south on 75. If you're going to Chattanooga, Athens, even just trying to get to Lenoir City, you're going to be fine. It's eastbound right now, coming back toward the Knox-Loudoun County line, where we are seeing those delays. And let's see here. It looks like maybe it's about back to Buttermilk Road in Loudoun County. Yeah, you can still, right here, right after this camera, you can still see where things are starting to slow down significantly. So we could start to see some pretty big backups. And that's just a Friday. There's no accidents. It's Friday. A lot of people hitting the roads, either they're getting off of work early or they are heading out for a long weekend. And that's usually what we see, plus coupled with the truck traffic. That's why we're starting to see those delays for you right now. But that is going to be eastbound on 40 out near the Loudoun-Knox County line. And let's see, other areas that we want to keep an eye on. Of course, we've had the work. Many times we'll see eastbound Pellissippi Parkway, I-140 near North Shore slow down. Today, no problems whatsoever. Everybody getting through there just fine. So the work that we've seen at times throughout the week has not been a major issue today. Keep in mind, you still have the work. We told you about the rolling roadblocks that'll be happening overnight next week along Alcoa Highway. You still got the widening project a little bit closer to the area there, Alcoa Highway with John Sevier. Not seeing any backups right now through there. Traffic moving along fine. Keep in mind, it is down to 45 miles an hour, but right now everything appears to be moving along okay. 75 north of town should be all right now. Traffic there looking good. North and southbound, this is the camera for you at Merchant. I will tell you that there were some backups along 640 trying to get to 75 north. I saw that just a little while ago as I was coming into work. So we'll click on the camera here. This is the camera at Gap Road, looking back at that intersection. Not nearly as bad. The backup was almost to Western Avenue, but right now it looks like things have improved dramatically. So you should be okay. If you need to head north on 75, trying to get there whether it's 640 or 275, you're going to be okay. Still, the big problem areas, we're starting to wrap up here, is going to be 40 eastbound, where we're seeing this broken down tractor trailer still sitting there, still at an angle. You can see a number of TDOT workers here, probably the truck driver as well, walking around here trying to figure out the best plan of action to try to get that truck. What they really need to do is get it cranked, or at least get it pushed, possibly off onto the shoulder. If they can't even off the bridge, that would be good, but that may be easier said than done. But they're need to try to free up that outside lane, and but at least they've got two right now for traffic, and that backup is going to continue here. It's almost to the 640 interchange, so that's going to start to impact traffic on 640 East as well as 40 East. Other areas, though, as we head out of town, not too bad all the way. Well, let's see here. This is that's that project we told you about at mile marker 407, but that won't be until this evening, so no problems there. All the way out to the 4081, you should be okay. And then heading down toward the airport, let's see if we can find it here with the cameras here down near McGee-Tyson. Traffic there, it looks like it's moving along fine. So if you need to catch a flight or pick somebody up, you should be okay. So there's a live look for you right now through the TDOT SmartWay cameras in that area. But again, if you're just joining us, the big news of the day, I-40 is open in the mountains, one lane, back open, both directions for you, I-40 near the North Carolina-Tennessee state line. That is the good news. It will still be slow through there, so again, just something to keep in mind. But again, 40 is back open in the mountains, and we are still watching that incident for you, 40 eastbound right there at the Holston River Bridge. Still got that tractor trailer sitting there. It may take some time to get it completely out of the roadway, but that will be the current issue at hand right now. Otherwise, it's just your normal slowdowns on a Friday afternoon. All right, that's going to wrap things up for us here from the WATE 6 on Your Side newsroom. As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a question, you can shoot us an email. You can reach out to us. But again, just be careful out on the roads. We'll do our best to try to get you, give you those heads up, those projects that'll be coming up. We want to make sure you get to point A to point B on time. All right, be safe out there. And again, hope you have yourself a fantastic weekend.